I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We continue in Jeremiah. This will be chapter 36. Baruch writes the prophecies of Jeremiah and reads them in the house of the Lord. Jehoiakim the king burns the book, and judgment comes upon him. Jeremiah dictates the prophecies again and adds many more. I also want to mention that this video does have a Joseph Smith translation in it. What the Joseph Smith translation is, this is an inspired translation or correction of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that had been lost over the years. And it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel, and against Judah, and against all the nations, from the day that I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah, even unto this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I purpose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah. And Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up, I cannot go into the house of the Lord. Therefore go thou and read in the roll which thou hast written from my mouth, the words of the Lord in the ears of the people in the Lord's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all Judah that come out of their cities. It may be they will present their supplication before the Lord, and will return every one from his evil way. For great is the anger and the fury that the Lord hath pronounced against this people. And Baruch, the son of Neriah, did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. Now when it says he was shut up, he was in prison. So in chapter 25, he goes and talks to the Rechabites and pronounces this judgment once again against Judah. And apparently he was arrested, because that one was in the, well, it doesn't actually say what year it was in, so it may have happened after this, but he's under arrest. But he speaks to Baruch, who acts as his scribe, and all the stuff that we've already read is what they're writing. He's writing down, up to this time he has only spoken the prophecies out loud, he has not written them down. Now he is writing them down, and then Baruch goes out and reads them in the temple. Now, it's in the 4th year that they write it. Remember that as we read this. We're going to continue in verse 9. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Then read Baruch in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, the scribe, in the highest court at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people. So it's in the 5th year that he starts reading it. This is the king has proclaimed a great fast, gathered all Israel together. I think that's what he's talking about in the beginning there, verse 6, the Lord's house upon the fasting day. So Jeremiah, this is planned for it to be read at this great fast, because all of Judah will be gathered together, at least all the rulers, all the great men of Judah will be gathered together, and they can all hear the word at the same time. Verse 11. When Micaiah, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, had heard out of the book all the words of the Lord, then he went down into the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishama the scribe, and Delaiah the son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan the son of Achbor, and Gemariah the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah the son of Hananiah, and all the princes. Then Micaiah declared unto them all the words that he had heard when Baruch read the book in the ears of the people. Therefore all the princes sent Jehudi, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Cushai, unto Baruch, saying, Take in thine hand the roll wherein thou hast read in the ears of the people, and come. So Baruch, the son of Neriah, took the roll in his hand, and came unto them. And they said unto him, Sit down now, and read it in our ears. So Baruch read it in their ears. Now it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, they were afraid, both one and other, and said unto Baruch, we will surely tell the king of all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Tell us now, how didst thou write all these words at his mouth? Then Baruch answered them, He pronounced all these words unto me with his mouth, and I wrote them with ink in the book. Then said the princes unto Baruch, Go, hide thee, thou and Jeremiah, and let no man know where ye be. This is an interesting one. He starts reading in the temple. The one guy hears it. He goes tells the princes. These are the court magistrates. These are the counselors to the king, the court scribes, those kind of guys. They bring Baruch to them. He reads it to them. They're a bit worried about what's being written, and they ask, I love that, how did you do this? How did you write it? Well, he spoke and I wrote. I think it's kind of fun. But now you go hide. We're going to take this to the king, but you guys got to go hide because we don't know how the king's going to take it. Verse 20. And they went in to the king into the court, but they laid up the roll in the chamber of Elishama the scribe, and told all the words in the ears of the king. So the king sent Jehudi to fetch the roll, and he took it out of Elishama the scribe's chamber. And Jehudi read it in the ears of the king, and in the ears of all the princes which stood beside the king. Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month, and there was a fire on the hearth burning before him. And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with the penknife, and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid, nor rent their garments, neither the king nor any of his servants that heard all these words. Nevertheless, Elnathan and Delaiah and Gemariah had made intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear them. But the king commanded Jeremiel the son of Hamelech, and Sariah the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah the son of Abdiel, to take Baruch the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet, but the Lord hid them. So the king hears the words, and he gets angry, and he takes a knife and he cuts a hole in it, stabs the knife through the thing, and throws it on the fire. There were some of them that told the king not to do it. They tried to get the king not to do it. But nobody moved to save it. Nobody actively, they didn't rent their clothes. So they weren't mourning over this. But some of them did try to persuade the king not to do it. But then the king also orders the arrest again of Jeremiah and Baruch, but they can't find them. Verse 27. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah after that the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Take thee again another roll, and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah hath burned. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim king of Judah, Thus saith the Lord, Thou hast burned this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Therefore thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim king of Judah, He shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost. And I will punish him, and his seed, and his servants for their iniquity, and I will bring upon them, and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and upon the men of Judah, all the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearken not. Then took Jeremiah another roll, and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim king of Judah had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many words. So Jeremiah recreates the book. Now, the one thing that, it says a roll of a book, this would indicate a scroll. You take the scroll and you unroll it and you read it. But it says you'd only read 1 or 2 leaves, and that would indicate a codex, a book that we know today where you flip the pages. But I think that when it says 1 or 2 leaves, it's talking about the columns, because the scroll, you wouldn't unroll the entire scroll and read all the crap. It would be written in columns. So you take the scroll and you'd unroll this side, and you'd have a column. You'd read a column, maybe 2. And then you'd roll up those columns and unroll a few more. And you read it that way. And when it says leaves, I think it's talking about the columns. You got through 3 or 4 columns, which would be the equivalent in the modern day of a few pages. So he read like the first 5 chapters. And Jehoiakim got so angry at it that he destroyed it. We can't leave that there yet. There is, again, Joseph Smith translations. So we flip to the chapter 36. And there's only one here. In verse 30, it says here, Therefore thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. And Joseph Smith just makes the simple correction, Thus saith the Lord unto Jehoiakim, king of Judah. Minor grammatical correction. We'll see you in the next one.